Welcome to Cold Box Express training. These tutorials are designed to instruct customers and warehouse personnel on how to operate a cold box. My name's Caroline and I'll be your instructor today. Let's get started. The purpose of this Cold Box Express training is to provide operations education that instills confidence and prevents end-user error. Our goal is to make this as simple and easy to use as possible. That way you can learn the material, get your cold box operations certification, and put the box into place with as little interruption as possible. Cold boxes are a revolutionary way to ship temperature-sensitive cargo. Instead of using a dedicated truck to move a single pallet load, these units allow less costly dry trucks to carry smaller quantities of higher value freight along with the more common non-temperature sensitive cargo.
At the end of this lesson, a quiz will be delivered to ensure you can handle cold boxes in your cargo load. Each quiz has a few questions and there'll be a comprehensive post-test upon completion of all lessons. In this instructional video, we will cover 7 topics. Box basics, storing and charging units, preparing a unit for shipment, loading cargo, operating the control panel, receiving a box and return paperwork, and troubleshooting.
Before you know it, you'll be cold box certified and moving the kind of freight that really makes a difference to your company.
Let's talk about the box itself. There are currently 2 models of cold box you can get. Generation 1's outer dimensions are 82 by 49 by 80 inches, and the inner dimensions are 64 by 41 by 51 inches, with a tare weight of 1,780 pounds. Generation 2's outer dimensions are the same as Generation 1, but its inner dimensions are 48 by 41 by 51 inches, and has a tare weight of 1,830 pounds.
To put it simply, the cold box is designed to house a standard 40 by 48 GMA pallet of cargo, and for 2 cold boxes to fit comfortably side by side in a standard trailer. As for how it works, that's simple as well. The conditioned air enters through the slots in the ceiling and is pulled down through the payload to the return air duct at the back and bottom of the unit to continue the cycle while it's running.
Cold box will provide you most of what you need to operate the box from start to finish. Let's take a look at those elements.
Included with the box is a 25-foot 12-gauge extension cord, an operating manual, a GSM GPS tracking device, and cleaning supplies at each cold box warehouse, which we call depots. The cleaning agent we supply is Simple Green Pro 3, an EPA-registered hospital-grade disinfectant. We've also ensured that it's widely accessible. It's available at Home Depot should your location need to restock, but don't worry, we'll restock these supplies periodically too. You'll remember we said cold box will provide most of what you need. You'll need a few things available to operate the box as well. These include a 20-amp outlet for charging each unit and approximately 30 square feet of storage per box. You might also need straps for securing cargo. In most cases these are provided, but in case they aren't, you'll need to have them ready.
And speaking of charging and storing, let's quickly discuss the details for both. The included extension cord is stored inside the compartment below the control panel. This can be opened easily with a flathead screwdriver or a coin, and there's a small image indicating where it should be plugged into the box.
Once it's charging, the female end of the cord will light up. However, this is not foolproof, so make sure to periodically check the default screen of the controller to make sure. Once fully charged, the battery life largely depends on how hard the box will have to work to maintain the desired temperature. You can use this as a rule of thumb. If the set point is 40 degrees Fahrenheit with an ambient of 65 degrees Fahrenheit, the box has been tested to last beyond 100 hours.
Obviously, the further outside of that you go, the less battery life it will have. Extreme conditions can shorten hold time significantly. For instance, a box with a set point of -4 degrees when it's 90 degrees outside could cut that time in half.
The reason we tell you this is so you can provide for recharging if necessary. Logistically, you'll need to know if you have a 2-day trip and only a 50-hour box, so you don't cut it too close and risk the box losing power.
A few notes of caution. Each box should have its own 20-amp outlet, which you'll recognize by the horizontal opening on the positive polarity. Even though 2 could feasibly fit, plugging multiple units into the same circuit can cause the breaker to trip. If you do not see the box charge after observing it over time, the breaker needs to be checked. And it's important to note that the box can also experience decreased battery performance in either extreme cold or heat. Also, for optimal results, boxes should run at the desired temperature overnight to fully condition the interior of the box.
As for storage, other than needing about 30 square feet of space, the most important thing to remember is not to block the louvers at the rear of the box.
With the elements we've included, getting cold boxes ready is as easy as washing windows and packing boxes.
It is possible that boxes may come into the depot and need to go out within 24 hours. For this reason, we ask that the preparation of the box be accomplished when it returns to your facility. That way, it'll be ready on short notice for its next trip. And preparing the boxes is easy. Just check the certificate of cleanliness for a short list of tasks like clearing away cargo and debris, making sure the door works, and wiping the whole box down. This certificate of cleanliness needs to be filled out, scanned, and emailed to Cold Box before each deployment. We'll get you the contact info later. For now, all you need to know is how to fill it out. Unless you are outsourcing, your company will be both the survey and cleaning company, and the cleaning procedure will be standard wipe down.
The certificate of cleanliness should be given out by the supervisor at each depot before deployment. The sleeve on the back of the box is intended for the bill of landing and any special shipping instructions. Remember, this is not where you should put the certificate of cleanliness, which needs to be sent to Cold Box via email. As part of preparing for shipment, make sure to remove any old shipping stickers. Loading the Cold Box can be done the same way you load other cargo.
Exactly. Insert the material on standard GMA pallets and secure the tie downs to the anchors inside the box. With cold boxes, there's just a few tips you should know.
Make sure the forks do not extend beyond the pallet you are loading. When loading, make sure the cargo doesn't block the return air slide inside the box. Be careful not to over-tighten the cargo. Don't stack between the ribs and the wall. Don't stack the boxes too high. We're including a line and signage that says, "Do not stack above this line." And lastly, never attempt to move the box or adjust its position by using your forklift to push against any part of the unit other than the designed forklift slots.
Handling the cold box will be similar to techniques you already know and use. It's built to be lifted with a forklift or a pallet jack. When empty, you'll get best results loading from the back. Models vary, but as a rule of thumb, look for the green sticker. When full, make sure you're able to balance your load before adding it to your truckload.
In the control panel selection of the cold box, you'll find 4 things other than the control panel itself: serial number, power light, operational light, and a USB port.
We'll talk more about each one's purpose, but for now, you just need to know where to locate them.
First, let's take a look at the features you'll find on the default page of the touchscreen control panel. Target set temperature, deadband, current box temperature, confirmation of operation, screen navigation, menu to take you to other available functions, and battery level indicator.
This might look like a lot to you, but we've specifically designed it to be user-friendly and fairly self-explanatory. On top of that, usually the temperature and the deadband, the amount the temperature fluctuates, will be set remotely by Cold Box according to specifications sent in with the client's reservation. However, if this is not possible, it will be important for you to know how to do that as well.
To adjust the temperature settings, deadband settings, and start and stop a program, the user must log in. To log in, select the menu button, then select Login Menu. The username is Operator, and the password is CCC. Select the return carriage key to enter. The login will time out after 5 minutes of inactivity. Once you have logged in, you can change the temperature by selecting the Temp Control menu button in the top left corner of the screen. When entering your desired temperature, make sure you include decimal points in the correct places. That way, you won't end up with a 54-degree box when you needed to set it to 5.4 degrees. Next, let's discuss the alarm system and how to acknowledge and clear an alarm.
When an alarm is activated, the screen will switch from a normal display to an alarm summary message. The description of the alarm will display on the top line, and the green operational light will flash.
Typical alarms include unauthorized front door open, low battery levels, extreme high pressure.
All alarms must be acknowledged by holding down the reset button until the operational or green light stops flashing and remains on. Don't worry about deactivating the door alarm, which will go off when you open to load or unload. It will make the green light flash, but as long as you acknowledge and clear it after loading, you'll be good to go. Also, remember, in the event of a high pressure warning or shutdown, please contact CBX Service Department for assistance.
The damage report outlines the information we need on the condition of the cold box each time a shipment is completed.
This needs to be filled out, scanned, and emailed to Cold Box after each deployment, even if no damage is recorded. The email information is coming up shortly. Just be sure to include the pro number on the damage report when you send it in. At this point, you might be wondering what actually counts as damage. There's definitely going to be wear and tear just from being loaded on and off trucks constantly. Don't feel obligated to record all the scratches you see. However, this might be something you outline on the damage report.
To end your cold box training, there are a few miscellaneous pieces of information that will be helpful to know.
First of all, if the units are stored in a warehouse, the GPS might struggle to emit a signal, so you might need to move the unit outside to pick up a signal before a trip. Next, the GSM GPS tracking device is located on top of the box, so don't stack material on top of the unit or it will block the communication signal. Its purpose is to send notifications to the client so they can monitor the pressure and temperature of the box as well as its location. If you're having trouble opening the door, it's most likely because the box is on an uneven surface. This is easily fixed by leveling it. Lastly, we strongly recommend against power washing the cold boxes. The control area has sensitive equipment that could easily become water damaged. The cleaning procedures outlined in the Certificate of Cleanliness should be enough to thoroughly clean all boxes.
And of course, if you ever have a problem with the cold boxes or questions that aren't answered here, please use this contact information.
This information concludes all you need to effectively and confidently operate a cold box. We've walked through the entire process from receiving and cleaning a cold box to setting it up for transfer and turning in the appropriate paperwork after it's been delivered. Thank you for your attention and engagement, and thanks for learning with us.